Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. I feel like I haven't made as many videos lately, partly because I've been sidetracked by a new endeavor, or I should say additional. I kind of learn about something and then I become obsessed with it and just, full steam ahead, and I dive into a new thing. Of course, I always love my journaling and my fountain pens. That has not changed, but I have been a little bit sidetracked with doing some food preservation. It kind of all started with wanting to sew a new apron. So I went on YouTube and I looked for patterns again for making. I can't really show you this because it's so big and the area I'm filming is so little, but basically this is like the crisscross back apron. You just pull it over your head and put your arms through. It's got nice wide straps. And so it's also called like a Japanese style apron, if you're familiar. I chose this sort of, it feels lighter weight than what I would call a ticking, pillow ticking, but it does look like a ticking, and the design is actually woven in versus kind of printed on there. So this turned out really well. I showed that on my Instagram, Gail's Bookish Things, there as well. It's hanging on a door so you can see how it looks. It looks better on. It's cute, and it does a lot of front coverage. So when I'm cooking, canning, learning to do that, this style apron really kind of helps keep your clothes clean. If you're messy like me, that's a good thing. So I found a pattern on A Good Life Farm. The lady there is named Constance, and she has lots of social media, but she has a YouTube channel by that name, and she has a blog by that name. And on the blog were directions on measurements, but she also talks about it on her YouTube channel. And you can just look up A Good Life Farm and search for make a farmhouse apron. If you sew at all, or if you're new at sewing, it's a good beginner project. I really appreciated her very clear directions. I've tried making these before, and I did make one for my daughter-in-law and one of my granddaughters, and it turned out fine, but those directions were harder for me to follow. Constance's directions were so easy, and I really like her demeanor and her just soft-spoken, gentle manner, so that was super good. Anyway, so watching Constance got me interested in pursuing some food preservation things, and then I also have been watching Darcy at the Purposeful Pantry, and she has countless sources too. Both of these women do, and many others on YouTube I'm discovering, but Darcy offers this dehydrating basics. So I'm going to learn how to dehydrate foods. And I guess to backtrack just a minute, these are other things. So in the bookish things category, I've kind of morphed into pens and journals and paper, a lot more of that. But when I chose the name Bookish Things, I wanted it to encompass a variety of interests. So along with the journal, pen stuff, I like to do Bible journaling. Haven't done as much of that lately. I like to read, and so sometimes I feature books that I've read or purchased. These are 3 recent purchases to help me in my new pursuit of learning a little bit about food preservation. And so Darcy, on her website, you can get this dehydrating basics. And it was just like a couple dollars, I think. Anyway, you can have it like on your iPad, your whatever, on your computer or laptop thing, phone. I just chose to print it out for easy reference because I like paper things, and it just kind of gives you general directions. So I've been kind of binge watching Darcy's YouTube channel and learning all kinds of things about pantry storage, what are good things to store. I really like her manner because she doesn't put on pretense or try to create this image. She's just more like, get it done and do what works for your family and prepare stock up on things that your family likes. Don't do 300 pounds of beans if nobody in your family likes beans. So I really like her manner. Anyway, in watching her, in my binge watching, I came across one of her videos on canning oranges. So yesterday I endeavored to do some canning on my own. Years ago, I did some strawberry jam with my first daughter-in-law, and we had a lot of fun with that, but I haven't done it since. That's a little bit more of a process. This was a super easy process. At the end of this video, I'm going to tack on some video I took of me preparing these cuties. If you're interested, if not, you can stop at any time, of course, but I thought that might be fun. But I am super proud of these. They just look so neat. It's so much fun. They still have that, you know, on an orange segment, there's the little pulpy pieces that are filled with the juice, and then there's that outer layer. I think they call it a membrane. This still has that. And one jar did not seal, so we tested those, and they were still good. But if you want to get rid of that membrane, there's a product you can buy that I ordered, because my next batch, I want to try soaking them to take off that whole surrounding piece. So they really will be like the canned mandarin oranges, which are super good. They're a little treat. These just have a very minimal amount of sugar. It's mostly water. And I just thought that would be such a fun gift to give during the holiday season, you know, with a pretty bow on there. And I don't know what, I would probably make some little basket or gift bag and add to this, but I think a food gift is a nice thing for a lot of people if you are not wanting to accumulate things, or you're trying to get rid of things, or you're downsizing, or you just don't need anything. A food gift is, I think, always welcome. And so that is part of why I am looking into this. I'm trying to figure out how to make things that are healthy snacks that I can have on hand for myself and husband and the 2 teenage boys still at home. But also I think that this would be so much fun to give some unique gifts that are pretty much handmade from beginning to end. So that is what I'm going to work on as my new hobby, and throughout the summer. I feel like that would be a good way to spend the summer months. Sometimes I get through summer and I wonder what I did with the time. I mean, I know I did what I needed to take care of the household and all that, and doing my Bible study and, you know, book club and shopping, but I feel like oftentimes there's nothing to show for those 3 months when my youngest, who's still in high school, has been off school. So this summer, I'm hoping to really delve into making a lot of products. And so maybe along the way, I will show you what else I've done. But I have done these oranges, and they taste pretty good. I like them. They're not as sweet as the canned. You could add more sugar. I just chose to keep it a little more natural. But I do find just this little subtle bite, as in a subtle bitter, with that stuff still being on the orange, but I really tried to peel them well. But they're good. I still find them to be absolutely delicious. Another thing I want to do with the water bath canning, I probably don't, yes, this is it. Caramel apple coffee jam. That sounds just unique enough to be something somebody might want to try, but I won't make huge jars of it, maybe just little 4-ounce or 8-ounce jars. As again, another gift and something I think some of my people here might enjoy trying. So I will put on that canning video at the end of this. Thanks for watching, and I just wanted to share with you what I've been up to. This is the thing. I'm in a domestic mode. I'm reading about canning and dehydrating. I'm sewing aprons. I've made some wax cloth food covers, beeswax. Mine aren't as flexible as I think maybe they should be, so I'm not 100% sold on that yet, but it's probably because I haven't made them properly. So, you know, just doing that kind of homemaking things right now, and that's about it. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye. So I'm learning how to can, and one simple, easy project I wanted to start with was canning the mandarin oranges or the cuties. It's a little bit of a tedious process, but I'm actually coming down with a system that makes it quick. But you peel the little mini orange mandarin, you save the segments, and you want to get all this spidery, stringy stuff off. So I'm down to my last 3 over here. This should be enough oranges. There were about 16 to fill, I think it's 6 half-pint jars. So this is the first step. This has been washed and scrubbed, so it's germ-free, and these can be reused for other DIY projects. And these are the oranges that will go in the can. The next couple of steps involved a few things. So here I created what's called a simple syrup. It's a very small amount of sugar and lots of water. You can do this with water too, I'm told, or orange juice. I decided just to do the simple syrup, and then it was the little orange segments were placed in the jars. The simple syrup was poured over that, and you leave 1/2 inch headspace. So in other words, space between the top of the fruit and syrup to the top of the jar. And then I have been keeping the lids and rings warm in this, which was on my stovetop on warm leftover oranges. Don't have room for any more cans in my pot, so we're just gonna do these 6. So the next step now is to actually process these, so they will be put back into the canning pot, enough water overhead, I think 1 or 2 inches, and then it processes for about 10 minutes, I think. I'll have to look at my directions, but that's the procedure. They really look pretty. Here are the beautiful looking jars of canned cuties.